Hello ladies and gentlemen, your beloved Viggoman here and welcome back to Let's Build a Castle. Today we're going to be building the Blacksmith and the Armory. They're going to be very close together because they have a close relation with what kind of stuff they make. Starting off with the Blacksmith here, you can see that we're just kind of placing that in between the main gatehouse and the second tower here, trying to make it look a little bit more supportive, so adding some kind of supported beams here on the sides like that. This beam will be some kind of connection between the guardhouse, the gatehouse and the towers. We're going to have a small crenellation on the side here so the guards can walk along the side of it, and will also act as some kind of battlement to keep enemies out here. So I want to have the base and foundation made out of stone, and then I want to have this kind of stucco part on top with a little bit of wooden framing here. You can see I'm using some normal yellow stucco for this. It's looking very nice. I'm gonna have a few windows and it's trying to create a cool atmosphere inside of the castle, but on the outside I want to make this really like massive, strong castle feel. So for the inside we're gonna use some kind of stucco style, and for the outside it's gonna be bare stone to just really frighten your enemy here. So you can see that the stucco part is only like a small outsticking part of the main stone structure here. Trying to add a little bit of frame to the roof here before we start filling in the rest of the roof here. We're going to use a normal red roof for this because I think we're going to use that for all of the houses. We're going to mix it up a little bit, some different kind of reds, but I think using the same color really ties everything together, and by the end of today's episode we're really going to get a nice look on how this castle might look in the end, because I'm super satisfied with how everything turned out here. You can see that I'm just filling in a little bit of the roof here. I had a little bit of a hard time getting that right because we're gonna have that battlement or the crenellation on the back side there, so really had to try to fit it in and still have space for a small walkway in the back there. Now we're gonna work a little bit on the inside here before we start moving back to the battlements, the crenellation and magicalations here. We're gonna build a small fireplace or small smeltery in the inside here for the blacksmith himself. You can see I'm using some stone brick here, and I'm just gonna take that small chimney, just take it all the way up and through the main tower and all the way to the sky here. They're just kind of flowing up here. And we're going to start doing a little bit on the inside here. I will do most of the inside off camera, guys, because I find it really hard to make replay mod work good inside because of walls and lighting and all that stuff. So I've just decided to do most interior on camera here, but like the main structure and stuff I want to do together with you. So I'm just gonna fill in the rest of the fireplace here and make the flooring here, so I'm using some stone slabs before I leave this area for now and come back later and show you what I've done on the inside here, because inside turns out to be really nice. Now I think it's time for us to move to the back side and start doing a little bit of crenellation work after we added a little bit of detail to the arches here into the blacksmith. You can see I'm just adding a little bit of chiseled stone and then adding a little bit of supports down below the arches themselves to make them look and feel a little bit more supported and strong. Trying to figure out a nice way to make the area in front of the stucco good. Decided to change out some of the supports and using some of the cross beams to make it look supported, and add a small roof in front of it so that there's a little bit of roof in front of the main build here. Moving to the back, now we're going to start working on the main crenellation or magicalation. It's actually a magicalation because it's sticking out and it allows for the archers to shoot straight down. I'm going to go for a little bit of a different design here because we have an even number, so I really want to just test it out. So I'm using this double part sticking up where there's a small arrow slit in the middle. It looks really nice. Okay, I think that is all about it for the blacksmith here. Moving on to the armory, which is just the next side of it. You can see here. Tried to go for a diagonal build here, which was really hard, but I think I made it work. Let me know down below, guys, if I made it work or not. So this build will be in between the tower here and the main residential for the guards and the helpers for this castle here. The servants building is just to the next to this as well. So trying to squeeze that in here. And so trying to add a small balcony to the front here, just to add a little bit of life to this build here. I think it looks really nice when you have a small balcony in the front here. We're going to come back to that later as we get the rest of the build up and going here. And we're also going to have some nice windows and try to make the inside of this castle really nice. Make it feel very cozy and very homey, very welcoming kind of. Make it look warm and feel good. You see, I'm going for a different kind of stucco for this build, which I think looks really nice. I'm going for more of an orange pinkish, and I think it looks very nice here. But now it's the hard part where I wanted to try to make the mirrored wall on the back here, because that's really hard to make that work when it's diagonal like this. You really have to count the blocks, do a little bit of math to make it work properly here. But I think I made it work, hopefully. If I don't have to go back and fix everything here. And then the roof is hard, but since it's only like 1 by 1 diagonal, so we go 1 block in front and 1 block to the side, it's not that hard to make the roof, because you can just use normal blocks and just go every other like I do here, and it turns out to be fairly great here. It's not too hard. Yeah, so that roof turned out pretty cool. Now we have a small kind of border around the bottom here. Now we're going to do the small crenellation along this side here as well. I'm not going to make this a matriculation, so it's not going to stick out from the main build, because I want this to be like a smaller and less defensive part of the build. I know that doesn't really make sense, but I think that would make the whole build look more alive, to make this area a little bit less defensive. But what I'm going to do is to make some kind of arrow slits in the ground, so that the archers could be able to shoot straight down from the main crenellation here. We're going to go back to that later on, but first I want to add a little bit of detail to the top of the roof here. I'm trying myself around with a little bit of iron spikes, but I decided to go with normal 10 spikes like that. Moving back to the crenellation, where we're going to be working on what I said was the arrow slits in the ground. You can see I'm just kind of breaking a little bit of blocks and adding some holes, and then also adding some stairs for slabs here. Now we're getting to the front, and we're going to add a small arch to the inside here, and that's basically all for this building here. We're going to add a little bit of detail to the balcony before we start doing the inside, which I will do off camera, of course. Here you see I'm trying to make the balcony fit, look nice and stuff, adding some pillars going up to support it, and it's actually starting to look really nice. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse, but look at this beautiful atmosphere in here. I really like how it turned out when you walk on the ground here, with the nice colors, added a little bit of flowers around here as well, and it really gives a nice and welcoming feel to this. Let's start off by going inside the blacksmith here. You can see I've added a lot of detail here. We have the magma block here to just kind of illustrate some kind of coal, and we have a lighting block below. I feel like, okay, it's not really working now. Yeah, there we go. Now it's more bright in here. And then we have a small shelf here with maybe some coat for the blacksmith to protect himself, I don't know, and just some storage. And then we have a lot of barrels, a little bit of iron in here. We have some kind of mud. I think they use that to create casts for the iron, some kind of clay kind of. And then we have a water, so when a blacksmith would have made a sword or an axe or something, he would stick it down in cold water to make it like get hardened, I think. So I'm not a professional blacksmith or anything, but I've seen a few programs and how they do that, and they stick it down in cold water to make it really hard and make it good. So I think this inside here looks very nice. Add a lot of nice kind of detail to the ceiling here as well. And then we have like this small secondary layer to this, where there's more storage, more iron and things. And this also leads up to this area, which we can get up by using a ladder. And we have a little bit of seating area, which is kind of the living quarters for the blacksmiths, but they will also sleep in the servants building, I do believe. I'm not completely sure. From here we can get into the tower here. I've not done the interior here yet. We're gonna get to that. We can see we have the arrow slits on all the sides here. Very nice. As for a great defensive position, so from this area you would definitely be able to get through here and shoot down your enemies. Here we also have some arrow slits in the back of the blacksmith here. You can see we have arrow slits going to the sides here in the back. Very nice. And we have some arrows just stacked up here in case of an emergency. We have a shelf here with a lot of stuff in it. Very cool. And now I want to show you how to get on top of the battlements. you actually have to go down here and you have to go into the main gatehouse here, which we showcased the last episode. We're going to go up the staircase here and another one like that, and then you can get through this gate here, and then we have you know, like the back of the roof here, right here, and then you're on top of the battlement, so you can kind of shoot through these holes here and you just shoot straight down. Looks very nice, I think. Tweaked it a little bit in between the cuts here, but I think it works. Now let's get into the armory here. It also looks very nice. I like the vibrant colors of the flowers and also the orange-pink color of the stucco here. We have a cart outside, we have a little bit of storage and a nice archway to get to the inside here. I wanted to keep it a little bit gloomy, kind of dark in here. So we have you know, some armor stands with armor on them, a little bit of iron armor, some leather armor, we have spears, we have arrows, we have like a sword being made, we have a grinder to sharpen all of the swords, and we have some lights hanging from the roof and some cobwebs, because right now we're in kind of a peace period, at least for the storyline I'm creating for this castle. So we're in a peace period now, and it's not really been a war in a while, so most of this area has been untouched for a long time, so you can see there's some cobwebs hanging around here as well. For the upper floor, I'm not done. I haven't done the interior yet, because I really want to just kind of connect that up to the servants building, because you'll be able to walk straight from here into this place. So I'm going to do that together with the servants building, I do believe. So that is for a future episode. I think we're going to start doing the servants building for the next episode. Anyway guys, that is all I got time for today. I really do hope you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.